There has to be a reason why, right? There is a reason, and I'm here to tell you. Okay, so let's jump into number one reason why real estate makes more millionaires than any other investments. And that means that you need to get into it right now. Okay, cash flow, guys. Cash flow is one of those things where you're collecting rent, and after you collect the rent and you pay all of the expenses, that includes the mortgage, taxes, insurance, and any other expense that comes along with running the property management, all of those things. When you subtract the amount of rent minus the expenses, you're left over with a positive number, hopefully. A positive number, and that number would be your cash flow. Now, a lot of times, people don't realize that cash flow, when it comes to investing, is one of those things that you really don't get. You can get that in stocks with dividends. You can get that in other things like if you create a business or something like that. But in investments, you normally don't get cash flow. You will normally be able to only extract the value after a certain amount of time, or when someone buys it or you sell it, then you will be able to have that X amount of dollars. Let's use stocks for example. You buy it for, let's just say you have $1 million worth of stock when you purchased it, and then now 10 years later, that is worth $2 million. Well, you weren't getting cash flow from that actual stock every month or every year, unless it was a dividend. And even then, that is a small amount compared to real estate. But let's just use the non-dividend example, right? So you don't have a dividend, and now the value of your stock is worth $2 million. Well, for you to get that $2 million, you need to sell the stock. And so you will then get that $1 million profit. You will get that once you sell it. And that's how it normally works with investments. You don't really see that realized gain until after you sell it. So cash flow is huge, guys. Cash flow is what allows you to pay down that mortgage, that allows you to put that money into your pocket so that you can invest in another property. So number two is appreciation. Guys, come on. Appreciation, it's great. And one of the major things that a lot of people don't talk about when it comes to real estate is you normally are so focused on the cash flow that you kind of forget about the appreciation portion, because you won't be able to get it until after you sell the property. So what are most real estate people focused on? They're focused on the cash flow, and then the appreciation comes and they go, oh wow, look, I have all this appreciation. Appreciation basically, guys, is when the property or whatever you're investing in, the asset, becomes more valuable over time. And so with real estate, let's just use a 5% increase year over year. That will increase over time, year over the year, 5%, 5%, 5%. Obviously, in some markets, a little bit higher, some markets is a little bit less, but you are hoping that you will get that appreciation year over year, guys. And that is what most investments, especially investments that are growing, that's what we would consider appreciation. In the stock market, let's just use S&P, and let's say the S&P grows at 8% every year, even though it's beating that, let's say it grows 8% every year. That would be the appreciation, the value of the stock going up year over year. And that same thing happens with real estate, guys. But here's the thing. Not only do you get appreciation, you're getting cash flow. Oh man. Like, if you're going to get both of these together, they're going to be wrapped up. It can't get any better than that, right? It can't get any better than these two options. That has to be it, right, Orlando? Well, that's not the case. We have a third reason why people are just becoming millionaires by investing in real estate. And you should be one of those guys. You should be one of those millionaires, right? So number three is leverage. Guys, come on. Leverage. I know people think that leverage, like, oh, the debt. Oh, I don't want debt. I'm so scared of it. And I know people actually have a fear of debt, guys, but this is really good debt. I promise you, if you do it the right way, this can help you. Well, in real estate, guys, you get to buy a property that is way more than the money that you have. What do I mean by that? If you're buying $1 million property, you only need 20% of that million. So what would that be? That would be $200,000. So for $200,000, you can own a $1 million asset, which means that the cash flow from that $1 million asset is based on that value of $1 million. So who wouldn't want that? Let's just think about this, guys. Let's think about this. You can take your $200,000 and you can put it in the stock market and you can gain 20% on that $200,000, right? Or you can gain 5% on $1 million. On $1 million. Come on. We got to do the math for this. We got to do the math. Okay, so let's just say you take that $200,000 and you're going to get 20% back in the stock market. 20%. What is that number? Well, that comes to about $40,000, guys. $40,000 you will get for a 20% return on investing $200,000. Well, let's say you took that $200,000 and you bought $1 million property. Let's see what you would make for $1 million property appreciating at 5%. That number is $50,000. So let's just think about this. 20% on 200,000 if you were to put it into stocks at a 20% return. But if you use the $200,000 and use leverage to purchase real estate to buy your $1 million property, that's going to appreciate at 5%, just 5%, a measly 5%, guys, $50,000, because it's not your money. You're using leverage to buy a more expensive asset that you normally wouldn't be able to purchase because you don't have $1 million. Now, I mean, the numbers, they don't lie. They don't lie, guys. Come on. I hope you're rolling with me on this one. Like, I'm not hating on guys who do stock. I'm really not. I'm just telling you the reasons why real estate is creating millionaires. And these are the reasons why. Well, it could get any better than that, right? I just named 3 things, right? 3 things that seem crazy, right? Like, who wouldn't invest in real estate if you have all of those things going for you? Well, I got one more. Actually, there's many more, but I'm going to give you one more. Another reason why you should invest in real estate so you could be on your way to $1 million. And that's number 4, which is forced appreciation or forced equity. Did you guys know that not only can you just let the building appreciate by itself, but when you get into commercial, you can appreciate the building by forcing appreciation by increasing the cash flow, guys. Oh, man. So what does that mean, basically? That means that if I go into a building and I increase the rents, which, by the way, guys, the property should increase in rent yearly anyway, due to just increases in rent. Things cost more year after year. Your expenses are going to go up, so your rent should go up too. So what does that mean? That means that year over year, especially if the rents are already low, that means that when you increase the rent, the value of the property will go up also. Now, what does that mean? That means with the measly, I'm just going to do some really fast math here, guys. I'm not trying to make this really complicated, but with $12,000 a year on the property, I can, on an 8 cap, that will raise the value of the property by $150,000. $150,000 with $12,000 of extra rent? Now, guys, come on. You got to feel me on this. All 4 of those things, if that doesn't sell you on getting into real estate and starting real estate today, starting real estate right now, guys, then I don't know what will get you there. Hey, guys, I am giving you the secrets, guys. I'm giving you secrets to get into real estate right now, guys. Right now, right here. You need to watch this video right here that will help you continue to get into your first rental property, because I'm going to help you get into it, guys. Watch this video. It will help you get into your next rental property. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Thanks.